This is going to be the beginning of a long study. Not today, but I'm going to be doing this study on the name. All right. That's one of the things that I do is a study on the name. I think it's been stolen from us and I think it's being revealed to us. And so it's very important to me. Now, it doesn't have to be important to you, but it's important to me. And I just want to go through some facts, okay, so that people understand. You got a lot of people that are going around dogging the Hebrew roots movement and dogging people like us who are Jews or Hebrew, saying that we're trying to brainwash you guys into saying the name, okay? Now, it's not about brainwash or anything. It's about truth and fact, and that Yahuwah said he would deliver us, all right, and give us more knowledge in the future to help us out, all right? And that he would open up his word more and pour his spirit out upon us in the end times. And I believe that these are those times. So this is Yahusha, Yeshua, or Jesus. And I'm going to go also into the name Joshua. And there's probably a few other names that I'm going to go into, but this is just part one of a larger series that I'm going to do. So let's just go ahead and start off with a preface for this. Yeshua, or Yahusha. And I want to be very clear what I mean by that. The spelling of the name, Yeshua, and then Yahusha. Now, this is the version that I use, which is the closest thing that we have to the Paleo Hebrew, how you say it in the Latin letters. Now, I'm going to go over why I say this, okay? Now, Yeshua or Yahshua, okay, or Yeshua or Yahusha, question mark. Joshua, Joshua, isn't quite right. And Yeshua is still pretty far off because Gabriel's explanation of the name at Luke 1:21 describes the function, salvation, along with who is providing that salvation. The 1611 King James Version was the first time in history that anyone on this planet set eyes on the name Jesus in print. The Geneva translation had it spelled IESVS in 1599. The letter U, the letter V, and the letter W came from UAU, the sixth letter in Hebrew. I want to let you guys know that, look, this letter right here in Hebrew, that's the Paleo Hebrew. I know that this is the modern, but I use this, means Ua. The letter W, the letter V, and the letter U were all derived from this letter, okay? We don't have the letter W or V or U. Well, we have a Ua, but we don't have a V and a W. Yeah, no V, no W. Jesus, He-S-O-O-S, Jesus, okay, means the horse. The horse in Hebrew. Jesus means the horse in Hebrew. And means nothing at all in any other language other than Greek. In such case, it refers to Zeus, as do other Greek words such as Tarsus, Parnassus, Dionysus, the Greek deity of healing, Ieusus, Pegasus, and others. And I want to show you that, the S-U-S. Look. Here is the S-U-S. Tarsus, Parnassus, Dionysus. You see these you see the S-U-S? Now in Greek, that's how they pronounce it, okay, with that. But in Hebrew, it means the horse. S-U-S means the horse, or Jesus, okay? So we don't use the term Jesus because we, as Hebrews, know that it means the horse. It's a derogatory term. Let me continue. There are other deities in other cultures that we find, such as the Druids, E-S-U-S. The Druids had Essus, Theseus, and Tartanus. That's a just like Woden, Frigga, and Thor. It's a trinity from the same people. The Vikings, Druids, Celtic, early Germanic. It was their word, never ours. Remember, such as the Druids, E-S-U-S, and the Egyptians, Isis, okay, which seemed closely linked with the term Jesus, which became popularized by the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits. Protestantism picked up this Jesus spelling from the Catholic institution, never doubting its origins, okay? Now, the elders of Israel or Israel were so steeped in the tradition of not saying the name aloud, they conferred among themselves, saying, but to stop this thing from spreading any further among the people, the name, we must warn these men to speak no longer to anyone in this name. That's in the book of Acts, chapter 4, verse 17. The name Yahusha contains the name of Yahuwah. Acts chapter 4, verse 7 begins their examination. Brought before the elders, Kepha and Yehuchanan are asked. Kepha is Peter in Hebrew, and Yehuchanan is Jonathan in Hebrew. So Kepha and Yehuchanan are asked, or Peter and John are asked, by what power or by what name do you do this? Question mark. You will soon learn that the form Jesus is derived directly from Yeshu, Y-E-S-H-U, explained below, which I'm going to explain. What Yeshu, Y-E-S-H-U, means will change your thinking about this radically. In the Talmud, unbelieving Yahudim hatefully recorded the name of the Mashiach of Yisrael as Yeshu, often seen spelled today as Jeshu, J-E-S-C-H-U. Question: where did we get the form Jesus from? Answer: the Jesuits. They defend the form using the Greek and Latin, hoping you'll never discover what you're about to read. The form Yeshua, Y-E-S-H-U-A, is from the acronym Yeshu, a mutilation of Yahusha's name used by believing Yahudim during the late 1st and 2nd century CE. The letters in Yeshu, Y-E-S-H-U, stand for the sentence, may his name be blotted out from the scroll of life. This Yeshu acronym is the real root of the form Jesus after going through Greek, then Latin, I-E-S-V, I-E-S-U. The Latin U is shaped V. You can see right here. Okay, I'm just reading. That's all I'm doing. I just want to present this in a. See, here's the Greek and Latin letter. See, I-E-S-V. See the I-E-S-U, the Latin letter U started as V, is shaped as the V. And they get it from our epsilon. So, the Yeshu acronym is the real root of the form Jesus after going through Greek, then Latin, I-E-S-V, I-E-S-U, the Latin U is shaped V. Remember, Yeshu, remember this is an acronym meaning, may his name be blotted out, referring to the scroll of life. That's what Yeshu means. A rabbinic wordplay from the original Hebrew words, Yemek Shmo Uzikro. Okay? Note, there's not actually a letter W in the Hebrew Aleph Beth. We don't say alphabet, it's Aleph Beth. That's how we say it in the Hebrew. The letter shape V is the Latin shape for U. The double U, all right, the W, the letter, is recent. Our letter U is a perfect match with the sixth letter of the Hebrew Aleph Beth, or the Hebrew alphabet, now called a W-A-W or U-A-U. They now use the W, which was formed, if I'm not mistaken, during the 13th century. Other than that, we use the oo sound, not a wa-wa. We had a oo, not a wa-wa. There is no wa-wa in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew. There's a oo. They changed it during the Babylonian captivity of Daniel. That's where we get that modern form of Hebrew from now. Acronyms are abbreviated messages, like SCUBA stands for Self-Contained Underwater Breathing Apparatus. Yesu, Y-E-S-U dash I-E-S-O-U. Going into Greek, the letter Y became an iota because Greek has no Y. Also, the sound of sh, S-H, sh, was lost because Greek has no letters to make this sound. The letter combination OU is a diphthong. arising from the Greek attempt to transliterate the sound oo or o as in woof, or the sound as in woof. Our letter U and the Hebrew letter UAW, okay, it's a Y shape in Paleo, does this easily with just one shape of the letter. JESU is used also. YESOUS-IESOU took an ending S to form IESOUS, since the Greek wanted to render the word masculine with the ending S. Going to the Latin diphthong OU became U. Jesus, JESUS, the Latin Vulgate used a theonym, IESV, to conceal the name of Yahusha. The King James Version used this same form. If you can find a photo of the original King James Version, in the early 1530s, the letter J developed, causing a tail on a proper name beginning with the letter I, and words used at the beginning of sentences. This J, the letter J, is really the letter iota in Greek. Many European languages pronounce J as the letter I or a Y sound, a Y. They don't use J, they use Y. As in Hebrews, we use Y. They even spell Yugoslavia this way, Jugoslavia, but it's pronounced Yugoslavia. By the year 1611, the letter J was officially part of the English language, and the King James Bible was printed along with pronunciation guides for all proper names like Jesus, Jew, Jeremiah, Jerusalem, Judah, and John. The name Jesus has been in use ever since the year 1611. All right, so the 15th to 16th century is when they even came up with the letter J. So, hey, once again, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. I know this was just a quick vid. I'm going to be delving into this topic little by little. So I appreciate you guys for watching. The reason why I do it live is it's a lot easier to process. Like I said, it is not a big deal if you use the name Jesus. I'm not getting on people for using the name Jesus, Yeshua, or Joshua. I just want to get down to what the actual name is. All right. I believe that there's a big, huge misunderstanding and that there really is truth to what I'm talking about and the claim that I'm making. So once again, I want to thank all you guys for watching. I appreciate your time, appreciate your patience, and I appreciate you watching, and I appreciate you wanting to learn about God. That's the biggest thing, guys, is we're all trying to get to heaven. So I want to thank you to all my subs. I love you guys with all my heart. I always say at the end of my videos, you got to repent, all right? That means tell God everything you did, said, done. Mean it with an open heart, by the way. All right? And then you need to turn from your sins. I always say the pagan holidays are the easiest things to throw out the door, okay? And then you need to trust, all right, and follow Yahusha. But you got to trust him and follow him, all right? No matter what happens, you got to keep faith in him. So like I say at the end of all my videos, I love you guys with all my heart. Shalom, shalom.